The Modern Warfare beta is concluding today. Well, weekend 1 of the beta. And it has been, I think it's safe to say, it's been an up and down roller coaster ride. The day it came out, there was lots of hype. I think there was over 100,000 people playing. What's funny is another game called War Dogs actually did a beta over the weekend themselves. And it has basically turned into War Dogs versus Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, which is crazy because I don't think that's what the people over at War Dogs were expecting at all, but it's happening. And it's the whole David versus Goliath, the Juggernaut AAA studio versus the small team of devs, and that's kind of where we are now. And then over the weekend, over X, we've had all kinds of feedback and criticisms. Day 2. People swore that the SBMM had been turned up and open matchmaking didn't feel open at all. And there have been critiques and criticisms across the board. And we're at a crossroads on my channel where I'm not really sure what to do. I made a video on Friday and said, TikTok, 48 hours. You come back to this video and you tell me what's good and bad about the beta. So I'm going through the comments on that video. And for the first time ever, you guys didn't give me feedback. Actually, you did. You did comment on the video, but you flew right over the actual critiques of it. You just commented that you're done with Call of Duty, or you're not even giving Modern Warfare a chance, or why would I play the beta? Because I already know what it's going to be on the surface and what they're going to do and what they're promising and what they're not going to do. And it's literally comment after comment after comment, and then a ton of comments telling me what next COD history video to do. You guys completely ignored me. I'm not mad at you. I am kind of waking up to that's the reality that we're in, not just here on the channel, but across the board. So I'm going to showcase a couple comments. Like I said, I really thought there was going to be more, but you guys, you did comment. You just didn't give me specifics on the beta because most of you didn't play it. Or if you did play it, you said you turned it off after not too long. There were a couple. There were 2 or 3 that people said they're enjoying the beta. But then everything else was just talking about the franchise as a whole, which it's kind of my fault because that's kind of what we do here on the channel too. And then I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on what I've seen. So Christopher Shaw 3423 says, well, after playing for the first day and a half, weekend 1, hitting max level, TTK is very fast. I'll say everybody is saying the TTK is fast, and even Infinity Ward, they acknowledged that and said that they're going to work on that. They have acknowledged a lot. They have been communicating throughout the weekend. They have a list of patches they're doing and updates, and so far, they seem to be listening. But the problem may be deeper than that. He says, I'm mainly a hardcore player, so I'm waiting for that. Current grievance is the lag in matches, as it didn't happen yesterday, so I'm going to chalk it up to overpopulated servers. Movement audio is good, but we need that jump cooldown effect after COD Ghost had. I'll update more at the end of the beta. So I also saw a lot of people complaining that the audio was way too loud, and then the frangible perk, I think that's what it was a big deal. Some of the Apex attachments, there are people talking about all the maps feel claustrophobic and too tight and very small. I mean, if they were huge maps, would people be complaining the other way? Probably, but this is the Call of Duty community that happens. So those were a couple things. Then Good Times on the channel said, love the beta. I think it's a solid game. Very buggy stuff. Really love the body cam camera. Overall, I think Modern Warfare 4 could be the next big COD if it's done right, but it's a bit of heavy lifting. Like, to me, it's more of the game good, but the system is not. Leveling guns too slow. That was a main critique. Everybody was complaining about it takes forever to level your guns. Too random for spawning. I see Jeff got flashbang from his own throw the wall. So yeah, good game. I think Sledgehammer's next COD would be way better to express it. Need new stuff that actually is new. So Good Times was trying to be positive, but he ends up circling back to, okay, Sledgehammer, save us next year. So that's kind of the vibe I got with most of the comments. So I want to go to Twitter, and I'm going to focus in on a tweet because there's a lot to unpack from it, and I think it makes a lot of sense. James J. God on X. You can see the tweet on the screen right now. Seems like Modern Warfare had a sentiment shift on day 2 of the beta. Now, James was super positive out of the gate. I follow him on X and saw his post, and the vibe I get from him is that he's open to trying it out and looking at the positives. I feel like James is a glass is half full kind of guy. So he says, looks like the vast majority of issues are fixable. And even with a lot of improvements, I like a few design decisions still fall short of Modern Warfare 3's designer can't be changed in my opinion. So what he's saying is there is design decisions in this game that you can't fix. Lack of pick 10 variation that Modern Warfare 3 solved with Vest. Literally everyone throws nades off spawn, which I don't like. That's a personal preference, but I get it too. And we've all been advocating for pick 10 to come back, but we don't get it. We haven't gotten it forever, and I'm hoping whatever Sledgehammer is cooking up for next year, that we're going to get pick 10. Still don't see the need for tactical sprint and COD, even with the improvements they made to the visuals. SBMM seems to be the hot topic once again. Played both the open and the standard, couldn't tell the difference. Everyone seems to shoot straight with combo footsteps and perma UAV, and they are all pre-aiming you too. So no variety in matches, and queues aren't all that fast. That's a big takeaway. As always, SBMM comes to the front, and I had multiple people on X that I saw said it felt like it got cranked up on day 2 in the open. Didn't feel open at all. Gunsmith falls into the same tired formula where the base guns are trash versions and you level him to make them whole. And like Modern Warfare 2, the cons are far too much. People have complained about this over and over. You have to get a base gun and level it up and grind your butt off to get it to act like a base gun. And people are tired of that. They don't want to do it anymore. Affected, independent, FOV gone, which I think is also strengthening AA somehow. We'll be interested to see how aggressive the patches are each day and what it looks like for Warzone next week, and if we get any more DMZ news at Gamescom. Then we go over to Charlie Into, who says the Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta has lost 50% of its players. This was 20 hours ago on Steam. And then everybody goes back and forth on the War Dogs versus Modern Warfare 4, which is wild. I'm telling you, that's a wild thing for us to end up on talking about. It is. Now I want to read a note directly from Infinity Ward. Day 3 of the Modern Warfare Early Access Beta is here. It's Sunday. We've got a new 6v6 map, plenty of weapon balance updates, audio tuning, bug fixes, and more. It's been an exciting start to the beta. We want to share some insights on convos we're seeing in the community. First up, spawns. The beta is critical for testing multiplayer spawns because it allows us to find patterns across a huge volume of matches. Based on what we're seeing, we need to improve. I like that. I like that. We're focused on refining spawn placements and logic across all maps and modes. This work is ongoing. We'll share more as we get closer to launch. Time to kill remains a focus. We talked about that, the TTK, as we are identifying weapons that are killing too fast and adjusting based on feedback and in-game data. Additionally, we're adjusting several attachments to make them more viable. We've removed penalties from some optics and unbarrels. Many cons were also displayed incorrectly in the menu, and we've corrected the descriptions to reflect accurate behavior. In the future, this will be even clearer with advanced weapon stats and Gunsmith coming at launch. We also have a new map and mode coming, new playlist later today. So on the surface, it's a beta. It's for testing. Break the game, figure it out, figure out all the cracks and figure them out now. That's what a beta is supposed to be for. And on the surface, Infinity Ward is addressing a lot of those cracks and issues, and they're implementing fixes or at least clearly communicating with them. But the one they're not communicating about is SBMM. And I'm telling you right now, until there is a conclusion to this where the source can actually be transparent about what is actually happening, which has never really happened. We had the whole debacle before the beta came out and the Call of Duty Community X or Twitter or whatever. It's always going to rise to the top. It's always going to rise to the top. It's guaranteed because people are tired of it. They don't want it. They don't. And then I'm going to end with this, okay? Charlie Intel says, Modern Warfare 4's key issue seems to be that it has no identity. This is coming from the main Call of Duty account for Call of Duty. Charlie Intel is the Call of Duty source, right? It's trying to be fast-paced like non-Infinity War games, but also trying to incorporate Infinity War design, and you end up with a game that lacks something that makes it special. So I'm gonna add to that. And it's not a hate fest. It's the fact that you're doing the 7th Modern Warfare iteration. It's not even necessarily that Modern Warfare 4 ends up being a bad game. They could go through all the steps. They could fix everything, correct it. They could have a solid game at launch. The problem is franchise fatigue. Specifically, sub-series fatigue. It's just there. And then you get into the weeds with it and gunsmith fatigue and SBMM fatigue. All those factors bring it to a point. People are just tired. They want something different. They do. And I know we go through these cycles and these evolutions of we don't want boots on the ground, take us into the air, and then we get jump packs and jet suits and all that, and then we don't want that, we want boots on the ground again, take us back to World War II, blah blah blah. Now we're in modern, we don't want any more. That's just how it works. But if you're always behind a year or two, you never catch up. By the time you do, well, the community has shifted to something else because it's always changing. So I want to know from you guys. I mean, I want to know for two reasons. One, I'm interested to know if you guys are going to play it and enjoy it, or if you're not, or what are you going to do? Are you looking eyes forward to Sledgehammer's game? Are you off of Call of Duty completely? And the second one's a little selfish. I want to know because I want to know, should I be making content on this game? Should we be coming up with the best guns and the best assault rifles and the worst and the best maps and ranking all of them and going through the best loadouts and the secondaries and Easter eggs and all of that? Is that something you guys want? I honestly, I don't have that answer. And that's kind of why I'm reaching out and asking you guys. So let me know. This was weekend 1. I'll end it with this. Infinity Ward is communicating. It's pretty transparent for the most part, and they're fixing problems that are coming up. I just don't know if that's going to be enough this year. Let me know what you think. I'll see you soon.